Hi, Trust Never Sleeps Joe, and I'm back again to talk about music, not about anything about sports or Verizon. You might know my videos for that, but this is what I really want to talk about. I want to talk about the music that I like and the movies and maybe possibly books too. But right now I want to talk about another Neil Young album. I just cut a YouTube video about the Treasure International Harbors album, but I want to talk about La Noise. This came out in 2009, and this was kind of like everybody that was saying this is like Neil Young's comeback album because they thought he was all washed up and he was going off the deep end when he put out an album called Fork in the Road. But I liked that album too. It was cool. It was just Neil being Neil, and that's what makes Neil so cool. Because he can do whatever he wants to do because he's a great artist and he doesn't care what anybody thinks. He just wants to do what he wants to do. So that's, in my mind, that's a guy that's a real artist. He doesn't put out stuff that's the same thing over and over again. A lot of these artists nowadays, especially the pop artists, they all sound the same and they all put out like the same music. But this album was put out in 2009, and it was done with Neil Young and the world famous producer Daniel Lanois. You might know Daniel Lanois from producing U2 and Emmylou Harris and a couple other well famous rock acts, but he's most famous for producing U2's a couple of U2's albums. But this album is really unique because it's just Neil Young playing acoustic guitar and electric guitar. There's no drums, there's no bass, and there's a lot of the Daniel Lanois sound on it with the Sonics. And the album just rocks. It's a rock album, and some of the standout tracks is Walk With Me, Angry World. They're all good. Rumbling, Somebody Rescue Me. I mean, it's just an outstanding album, and it really shows how Neil Young, once again, is just something that's really an artist that's really special because he can do so much with just electric guitar and acoustic guitar, and it's just a really outstanding album. A totally different type of direction that Neil Young took. It's a totally different type of sound. It's not like a Crazy Horse album, which was really rocks out and is real electric. And it's not like his acoustics albums where it's like real mellow. There's a couple of mellow songs in there, but mostly it's like a really unique sound that he comes up with Daniel Lanois, and I really highly recommend this. And he actually won a Grammy for this. It's his first Grammy that he ever won for Angry World Best Rock Song, and that's a crime because Neil Young is such a great artist. But once again, you get back to it, the Grammys are kind of like a joke to me because all they do is like reward people that are just not really good artists. And at this time, I'd like to bring in my son Matthew. Matt, can you come here for a minute? Matt, you really like this album, right?
Yep.
What do you like about it? Tell the people out on my website. What do you like about La Noise?
I like all the songs.
That's cool. And that's my son Matt. He's the youngest one of my two sons. My other son Sam's recording this video for me. But it's really cool that my son Matthew is into Neil Young because he gets it. It's a cool sound, and Neil Young's a cool artist, and he's an icon. So, but my son Sam, he's cool. He likes a lot of cool music too. But I just want to tell you that La Noise is really, really great album. I mean, Daniel Lanois built a special guitar, acoustic guitar for Neil Young. It gets a really special type of sound, like an echoing sound. And all the songs are really cool. And this was recorded also at Daniel Lanois' mansion up in the hills in Los Angeles. So this is all recorded in his house, which is really cool because his house has this like old pipe organ in it, but it doesn't work, and it has all these like tunnels in the house that give the sound like an echoing sound. So if you really want to look at something that's really cool and that's totally different of what Neil Young has put out, you should really check this album out. You can either buy it at your local record store, but there's not too many record stores left. I highly recommend it out. Download it on iTunes because you can get a lot of cool albums there from Neil Young on iTunes. And again, I like to talk about another album when I'm doing this video. This is called Decade. This came out like in the 70s. This was like the first half of Neil Young's career. And it has a lot of songs. This disc is the first disc of a 2-disc set. And it has a lot of Neil Young songs that were done when he was with the Buffalo Springfield. And if you really want to get into Neil Young and find out what he's all about, and you know, a lot of his cool songs that you don't hear on the radio. There's a couple songs on here that you won't hear on the radio, especially from Buffalo Springfield, that he recorded with Buffalo Springfield. Down to the Wire, Burn, Mr. Soul, Broken Arrow, Expecting to Fly, and there's a rare version of Sugar Mountain. He didn't release it on any album, not with Buffalo Springfield or any of his other solo albums or the albums he did with Crazy Horse. So it has a really good rendition of Sugar Mountain. So and it has all the other songs that were recorded on After the Gold Rush, Harvest, the first Neil Young album. So if you can't afford the Archives album, because I couldn't afford the Archives album because it's kind of pricey, this is a good alternative to get this. And you can also find this on iTunes too if you don't buy records. It's definitely worth the downloads. I mean, every song here is like a gem. So check it out. All right? All right, peace out, and I'll be talking to you soon. And God bless you, Neil Young. Because if it wasn't for you, Neil, I wouldn't be rocking in the free world. You're cool. So peace out.